plasma is known as the fourth state of matter. You've got the solid, you've got the gas, and you've got the liquid. Plasma is the fourth state of matter, they say. And it's a kind of matter, but it's a much higher frequency than matter. In fact, it's so high, we can't actually see it. But according to mainstream science again, 99% of this visible universe, some say as high as 99.9%, is not matter as we experience it. It's plasma, right? So I'm looking at you, and I'm looking at, the camera and the light and the wall, and in between them is what we perceive sitting here as empty space. So we perceive the world as forms of matter with empty space between them. That empty space is not empty. It's plasma, but it's in a level of vibration that we can't see. Therefore, it seems to us like empty space. And this plasma is actually the astral dimension, or one level of it. And the thing about this plasma energy is it's almost the perfect medium for electricity and electromagnetism. What is this human reality? It's basically electricity and electromagnetism. And so you've got this plasma base, which goes on into the astral dimension, the afterlife. And infused through it is this electromagnetic, electrical reality, the human level of the simulation, which we are decoding into an apparent physical world we perceive to be outside of us when it's actually in here. And when you, and I go into this in much greater detail in the reveal, and into much greater detail of the work of Robert Temple, which is brilliant. How far we have come from the perception of the conspiracy, of it being right-wing politics is good, left-wing politics is bad, when the very reality that we are experiencing, being controlled by, being manipulated by through ignorance of what we're in and why, being manipulated to generate low vibrational energy, which these entities are feeding off, and how limited even is the perception of the conspiracy compared with what it really is. And so what I do in the book is I make the difference between the human world, which is decoded by the body, and the astral world, the so-called afterlife, which is the level of what we call the soul. You know, if you are experiencing a reality, a band of frequency, our consciousness is vibrating so fast that I couldn't interact with this density. I have to take on an outer shell, we all do, that's operating within the same frequency band as that which we wish to experience, because then that shell can interact, pick up a glass or whatever, that consciousness in its prime form could not. And it's the same in what we call the afterlife, the astral dimension, the spirit world. If you're going to interact with that frequency band, you have to have an outer shell that is able to interact with that frequency band, that is in that frequency band. That's what we call the soul. So the conspirators couldn't care less if you believe in a soul. They'd rather you believe you were just a human body, life's a bitch, and then you die, lights out. But they don't mind if you believe in a soul, because you're still in the
Right.
You're still in the simulation wheel of samsara. The word that I use for the true self is spirit, just for want of a word. And that is a level of awareness that knows that it is just pure awareness. It is a state of being aware. It's not a body. It's not a soul body. It is a state of being aware, which has the capacity to be focused in myopia as it is in this reality, or it can understand that it is ultimately all consciousness and is just an expression of it. And you can open your mind to the entirety of infinite consciousness, or you can think you're Bill and Joe working down the call center or driving a bus. And that level of awareness, perception, that understands that it is potentially all consciousness, that it is not a soul, it is not a form, it is awareness, pure awareness. That perception of self, that perception of self-identity generates a frequency that cannot hold you in the simulation. So again, in the end, everything comes down to perception. It comes down to a self-identity, and it comes down to what is controlling your point of attention. So if you're in a human body decoding the simulation, if your consciousness is not expanded enough to see beyond it, your focus of attention is focused on this tiny band of frequency we call the human world. When you go into the so-called afterlife, in the level of quote the soul, if you self-identify with that, if your attention is focused on that, then that's where you'll be. You'll still be in the simulation.
Right.
But if you perceive yourself to be just pure awareness, a state of being aware, potentially all awareness, that is exploring the forever of infinity forever. If that's your self-identity, if that's your point of attention, then that's where you will gravitate to, and the simulation will be a brief memory of eternity. You won't be trapped in it any longer.
Hey, I know investing in crypto is scary. It takes a real leap of faith because there are so many scams, rug pulls, and bad actors out there. It's a dangerous business, which is why 95% of people lose all their money. Well, that's why I created the London Real Investment Club, so you can access the hottest deals on the planet and use the crypto bull market to create the generational wealth that you deserve. Join my team of over 100 people from around the world that are making millions of dollars behind the scenes investing in blockchain, AI, Web3 games, DeFi, Bitcoin, and more. Don't miss out. Click the link below to book a call with one of my team now. But hurry, this bull market will end soon.
I know investing crypto can be scary. That's why you gotta join the investment club. Pull the trigger. Let's do this.